Welcome to the Building PA Podcast, the voice of the construction industry throughout Pennsylvania. Here are your co-hosts, Chris Martin and John O'Brien.
Hello and welcome to the Building PA Podcast. I am co-host John O'Brien from the Keystone Contractors Association, joined as always by my fellow co-host and dear friend Chris Martin, Pittsburgher Chris Martin. Chris, what's going on? Time to wake up.
Hi, John. Yeah, wake up. Let's go. Get a little caffeine here. John, I am doing well, and I am out in Pittsburgh, and everyone, welcome to the latest episode of the Building PA Podcast. I am with Atlas Marketing, and we tell stories for companies that build things. So we got one of the biggest projects we've heard about, John, right? We're talking about here today.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's from the eyes of a future construction leader in Pennsylvania. We have an intern from the Beaver Stadium, Penn State University Beaver Stadium football stadium. And that's Lauren Maggi. Hi, Lauren. Welcome to the show here. How are we doing today?
Good. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to, talk on the stadium a little bit, and I guess my roles as I've been like a student, but then also an intern, working a little bit part-time as well. So it's definitely, a fun mix of being in class, but then also, working on a job site.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I was telling Chris, I toured Beaver Stadium in the spring, and he's like, oh, that's a pretty cool, exciting project. We should talk about it on the podcast. And we've been around 5 years, and we always have architect in charge or a PM or super talk about a project. And I'm like, we've never had an intern talk about a project. And this is a super exciting project to talk about. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. But before we jump there, can you maybe take a few minutes to introduce yourself and let people know who you are?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a third-year student at Penn State University, and I'm studying architectural engineering. And within the major, I have a discipline of construction management. And then I also have a minor in engineering leadership development. And I think the leadership skills with that minor really kind of brought me to choose the construction side, because I like the interpersonal skills and working with people. I think it's a lot better of a workplace to see rather than maybe being in the office on maybe a more of a designer structural side. But I've had a blast being an intern with the Beaver Stadium team. I was an intern over summer of 2025, working full time, and then I decided to continue my internship throughout the school year. So Definitely very exciting.
Yeah. So nice. I have to admit, your minor in engineering leadership. Did I say that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I have to tell you, I have never heard of that. So can you just very quickly talk about that? Because that's actually really intriguing.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of engineering minors to choose from at Penn State, and I think that one just really stood out to me, because when you think of an engineer, you think of our hard skills, and we're really good at STEM equations and working numbers and all of that. So I think it's really important that we are developing engineers that have those interpersonal skills and that can actually work with people and lead teams, because I think that's half the battle of being an engineer, so we can actually work with other people and get things accomplished. So when I saw that was a minor option, I knew I wanted to jump on it. And it's available to all engineering majors. So it's been really nice. I got to meet a lot of different engineering disciplines within the classes I've been taking. And it's a lot of hands-on classes, project-oriented, working in teams, taking turns leading groups through different challenges, and a lot of collaboration. And it's been really fun to do.
That's impressive from an education standpoint, because I no offense to all the engineers that I know and have worked with in the past, I would not put engineering and leadership together.
Yeah.
So to have that, that's smart on your part too, to have that in your quiver, if you will, to be prepared for.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that, because that's pretty cool. But let's talk about the stadium project. What was your role? What did you do? How did you what was a typical day? That's pretty neat.
Yeah, definitely. So I was a project engineer intern, and I'm employed under like Alexander Building Construction, but the stadium as a whole is working as a tri-venture with AECom Hunt and Barton Mallow. So the three of us all working together as a one whole team, which was really cool to see. We work in a co-location, so that's office trailer on site, but we've got our subcontractors in the trailer with us, also our design team, so the architects and our owner's representative. So it was really like a holistic approach to see everybody working together in that trailer. As an intern, I, worked a lot on project engineer roles. So I was working, with submittal documentation, creating RFIs, going on site. Towards the end, I was working with lots of punch lists, doing some quality control, attending lots of meetings. So a lot of different roles of a project engineer, and I think I got to, taste a little bit of everything, which was really nice. Within the summer, I got to experience so much and talk to so many people. I think having such a big team there on the stadium, I really got to, see and talk to so many different people with different roles, like our scheduler or safety, different even like structural PMs, mechanical. There's lots of different hats people wear there. So it was really cool, an amazing learning experience to be able to talk to so many new people.
I bet. And Chris and I have a little experience with the co-location trailer. When Alexander was building the medical facility in Enola in the Harrisburg area, we spent a day there doing a bunch of interviews. But Chris, it's the same size. It's awesome. It's beautiful. So just so you get that mental picture in your head, I wanted to let you know.
No, as you were mentioning, as Lauren was mentioning that's what I was envisioning. I was like, hey, wait, I heard of that before. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But as far as this project, I mean, like we started out at the beginning of the show saying it's an exciting project. It's a large project. It's known, all around the state, all around the country, really. Was it a competitive process to get this intern? I imagine a lot of CM students would love to intern on Beaver Stadium.
I accepted my offer to be an intern so this was been like last November around that time.
Okay.
So I accepted that offer not knowing what project I'd be assigned. So I think, and it's definitely a competitive market to be getting an internship as, a student. We're all fighting for it. So I definitely tried hard to get this internship. And then once I figured out or found out that I was on the Beaver Stadium team, I was really thrilled. I think I found out probably in April time, but really exciting. And even the chance to know that with it being a tri-venture that there would be other interns on the project as well was really exciting. So there's our little like intern corner in the co-op. So it was nice to sit with the other interns every day and collaborate.
Very cool. And you I'm sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead, John. Go. I apologize.
No, I was just gonna talk more about the stadium here. So you're a third year student, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say you've been to football games in years 1 and 2. How does this experience change your perspective on the stadium, knowing that you're working on it, and how does it now that you know more about it than most of the students that go to school there?
Yeah.
What do you?
Definitely. It has changed so much, honestly. I think my first and second year going to football games, we're always just in the rush of the crowd and, trying to get the best student section seat. So I've always never really thought of what the stadium actually looks like. You're always rushing in straight to the student section. So now that I've worked on it, it's actually crazy walking in and I'm seeing things that I've worked on or, issues that may still pertain. And I'm almost like looking at the building with a critical lens as I'm walking in I like know about what's happening over there. Or, I worked on this part. So it's really cool to just like actually see the stadium for what it is and know a lot about it now.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I had a lot of my friends even talking about the temporary seating and all the sure you guys might have heard of some of the jokes going around social media about it all, but It was funny, like, because I do know that, what we are building is very safe, and, with all those temporary structures, that we're building something for the better of our fans. So knowing that they're good, and even though my friends were joking around with me, like, oh, did you test every bolt? Like, no, I'm not doing that. I trust that they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, what was your favorite part of the internship? What was your favorite part of, going to work at Beaver Stadium?
Yeah. I think I really like that I was trusted as an actual project engineer. I got to take on a lot of those roles, and actually working directly, coordinating, submittals, and looking at issues on the site and drafting RFIs for them. So I really appreciate that I was given that role to succeed and doing things that I would do in the future. And just working with everyone, and I think becoming like good friends with the other interns. I think it was, really nice just to have that support group and work on really just fun challenges in the stadium. I mean, there's something new every day, and I I never thought I would learn so much over one summer. I think it's really drastically changed my
Yeah.
perspective on what a building is.
Yeah.
Was this your first intern?
It was my first internship.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome.
That's great.
How has this changed the education aspect for you, being on a project and then taking it back to the classroom?
Yeah, definitely. I think in our classes, now that we're using more technical terms, I can really relate to them more. And I'm a visual learner, so I think I can, when we're talking about something in class, I can really think, oh, I saw that at the stadium. So if we're
Right.
talking about something like the structural foundations in class, and how they actually structurally work, and like the loads compressing it, it's kind of like a full circle to think that I saw those, micropiles being drilled at the stadium over summer, and I can compare how we are, learning how to technically calculate those members, but then also seeing it in person. I think it's a really good connection, and I think I, really encourage, hands-on internships for every student, because it's the best way to learn, really seeing, work in action, because you don't get that in school. You get all the technical knowledge, but I think it is a really important part that, we're on site and that we get to actually see the work that is being done.
Right.
Nice.
Well, that's good. Well,
Mhm.
let's take a step back in your career so far, right? You're an engineering student. Did you come into Penn State thinking I want to go to construction versus, I don't know, engineering design, maybe something in manufacturing or even nuclear, right? So
Mhm.
what attracted you to construction?
Yeah, for sure. So in high school, I'm actually local to State College, so I attended State High, that you guys
Okay.
might be
Okay.
familiar with, but they had
Yeah.
an
Yep.
yeah, they had an architecture program, a
Okay.
4-year program there. So I went through all 4 years, and I absolutely loved architecture. Yeah, fell in love with drawing and looking at buildings and creating models, and I really wanted to go to architecture. But then after talking with my teacher when I was a senior, um, he kind of urged me to go into AE, because I did have the math skills and the physics skills to kind of like apply my architecture knowledge in a more like technical field. So he encouraged me to apply for Penn State AE, and once I was more thinking about it, I actually did a summer camp with Penn State AE over, I think it was
Oh,
the
cool.
summer after my junior year. And I think that
Wow.
really set it in that it was going to be, what I wanted to do for my career.
That's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I'm always impressed. I'm always impressed with people that like, because coming out of high school, I was, yeah, I don't know, I'll get a job doing something, right? Didn't even think
Same
about
here.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm always impressed, and I respect the fact that you found something that you enjoyed, and you're able to at least at this point in your life go all the way through school with that same like goal in mind,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
it's something that I wish I'm just amazed at that. Like and I'm old, so like I'm just gonna say it. At a young age, to be able to sit there and go, I want to do that. Like that's really cool.
Mhm.
So I think that you should be proud of that. Like that's something that you don't, not many people have that capacity to think it at that level. So that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really fortunate for State High having that architecture program because I
Hmm.
think without it I wouldn't know what I actually wanted to do. And I think it just those 4 years in high school, it really set the scale for, what I wanted to do. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
really liked
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's
Yeah,
great.
just yesterday I was up in Center County. We're launching well, no, we launched it, but we're in year 2 of ACE Mentor Program,
Mhm.
Architecture, Construction, Engineering, and I met with students at Tyrone High School and Penns Valley. So I had to talk to high school students, and it was me and a couple AEs, a couple architects, engineers, and same thing. I was in the same boat as Chris. I was talking to high school students, and I'm like, when I was in your shoes, I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. And so I prolonged that, not knowing what to do, another 4 years, joined the Navy for 4 years. But there were some architects there with me saying, well, I knew what I wanted to do, in high school, and then they talked about kind of like yourself. They had this goal that they wanted to achieve. But it is awesome to hear that live, like the way you talk about it, and
Mhm.
and knowing that this education exists right in your backyard at Penn State is awesome too. So I
Yeah.
applaud you too. So
Oh, thank
Yeah.
good
you.
stuff.
And
Yeah.
I've heard of the ACE mentorship program. I think that's incredible. That's being developed, especially, for all students in around PA. So I think that is like an incredible experience for those really young students to, you know,
Well,
experience architecture or construction, because they can choose between those two as well. So I think that's
well,
really
now
cool.
now use caution when you make a statement like that because we're looking for mentors. So I might have to reel you in as a mentor to help you out to
Oh
help.
my.
Way to go,
That's
John. She's
exciting.
never going to get on a podcast again.
That's
No,
all
that
good.
that,
No,
that would
that's
be
good.
exciting though.
Yeah,
That's
Yes.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. Good response. Good
yes,
recovery, right?
yeah,
Well, with what you are, where you're going. So what's next? I guess is what I'm trying to ask
yeah.
you. If I can get it out, what's next for Lauren Maggi?
Yeah. I definitely see my career in construction just again because I like working with people and, working through challenges every day. That really excites me. So definitely going to stay in construction. My AE program is a 5-year program with an integrated master's. Granted, I get in, so well, yeah, I apply for that next semester. But so hopefully I'll graduate after my 5th year with MAE, and then hopefully going straight into the construction field, working construction management. Um, and yeah, that's where I see myself. I think I definitely like working on complex jobs that are, I think, architecturally interesting. I think that's what really excites me. I don't see myself working on a warehouse or a data center in my
Yeah.
future, and I think that's just my personal preference. I like exciting architecture. So hopefully my
That's
career will lead me to some more fun projects.
Awesome. Will it lead you
that's
back to Beaver Stadium next summer, or is that just a
Yeah,
one? Okay.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yes, I plan on, continuing to internship throughout this school year and then again next summer. Um,
Awesome.
Something else exciting about, I guess, Penn State AE is that they take 3rd year students to Rome, Italy for
Very
their summer after 3rd year. So I do get the experience to travel to Rome next summer for half of the summer, and then
very
I'll come
cool.
home and intern again.
See, John.
That's
That's what we missed
awesome.
out when we were in college. We
Yes.
see by being knuckleheads who didn't know what we wanted to do
Yes.
in our lives,
Yeah.
we didn't have the chance to go to Rome.
Yeah. That is awesome.
Yeah,
That is
no,
fantastic.
I
Very cool.
I
Well,
I applaud the AE department for really setting up all these opportunities because I think it's incredible. Like the opportunity to study abroad, I think is such an important skill to get, develop your global competence and just working with different cultures. I think it's important for anybody. So I just think it's really cool to, study as a student, over there in Rome.
Awesome.
And for someone who likes architecture, there's probably no better city to be in. So,
I agree.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, Lauren, thank you for joining us today. This has been fantastic. I wish you all the best, not only in the rest of the semester, but also in Rome. Kind of jealous, I have to admit.
We will have to invite you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, Lauren, who are those two idiots?
Yeah. We'll have a podcast about the experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
There you go.
So.
Yeah. No, but thank you so much for having me. I had lots of fun chatting with y'all.
Good.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for joining the Building PA podcast. To stay up to date, follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook, and visit buildingpapodcast.com to subscribe to upcoming shows. Thanks for listening.